Here we're going to the second part of my MGM collection. This is by far not going to be all of them, but hopefully I'll be able to get this done in 2 parts. Let's get right to it. I'll put recommends there, and ones that you can just pass on, I'll say as well. Dead End is the classic bogey film that introduced the Dead End kids, who would go on and have a series of their own films. I particularly love this film. It's not an easy one to get, and it may take you back $40 or $50, but I think it's worth it. It's up to you to decide if you like a bogey or not. Ball of Fire is Barbara Stanwyck, who I particularly love. I thought this was a fun film. It's not for everyone. If you like this type of drama, Cooper and Stanwyck do well in it, and I liked it. So, since I do like Cooper and Teresa Wright, who's in my favorite Hitchcock film, Shadow of a Doubt with Joseph Cotton, starring Casanova Brown. And Casanova Brown is it's a different comedy. I liked it. It's not for everybody. This one's getting a little bit cheaper. It was expensive there for a while, but it's gone down there now. Portrait of Jenny, I picked this one up with a few other ones, and Joseph Cotton's in this one, Jennifer Jones. I like these type of melodrama films, but it is definitely not for everybody. Give it a pass unless you're really into those style films. This is one of my girlfriend's favorite films. I bought it for her, but it is part of the MGM collection. So, Absolute Beginners with David Bowie. Highly underrated film. I like it a lot. Patsy Kensit is in this as well. We have Elliot Gould in The Long Goodbye. I'm a big noir fan. Robert Altman did a great job with this film, and I am a huge fan of both Altman, Elliot Gould, and film noir. So if you get a chance, pick that one up. This is a must for every collector, and I know there's going to be a collector's edition coming out, I think, with Arrow, but Dress to Kill. This is also out on Blu-ray now. When I bought this, of course, Blu-ray wasn't out. There are some great special features on here. There's actually a kind of comparison between the unrated, R-rated, and TV-rated version, which I found particularly interesting. There's also one on Scarface that does the same thing. I do have Scarface here as well. It's Steelbook edition, which I really love. I'm not sure if that's the MGM or not, but just thought I'd mention it, throw it in there. But Dress to Kill, I highly recommend. I love that film. Cheesy one, not for everybody, but if you're a horror fan, you've probably seen this one, After Midnight. It's an anthology film. Mark McClure, who played Jimmy Olsen in both Supergirl and the Superman series, the original ones with Chris Reeves, is in this film, as is Marge Helgenberger, who of course is in CSI. There are some other big actors in this film as well. I thought it was really fun. I like this film. I like the anthology aspect. I'm a big anthology fan. I highly recommend it for horror fans and anthology fans as well. Love or hate it, it's a fun film. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and the Gruesome Edition is the only edition that you should be getting. Tobe Hooper decided that basically he could not scare you with Texas Chainsaw after what he did with Texas Chainsaw 1. So with Texas Chainsaw 2, he got funny, he got satirical, and it was a really fun film. I got the chop top figure as well for this movie, and I really, really like this film. Coming out in Scream Factory on an awesome edition, which I'm definitely going to have, but I'm definitely proud to have this one as well, is The Fog. The Fog is a great John Carpenter film. I love this. It's very atmospheric. The cast is fantastic in this. We have Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, John Houseman, Janet Leigh. Highly recommend it. Next up is one that I find fun, but a lot of people actually don't like this film. It is a different twist on the whole Jekyll and Hyde story with Anthony Perkins, and it's Edge of Sanity. Jekyll and Hyde meets cocaine back in the day, and it is a fun film. Recommended for fans of that type. If you're unsure, you're probably not going to want it. Out of all the Amityville ones that are out there, Amityville 2: The Possession is the best. I really enjoy this film. I'm supremely looking forward to Scream Factory's Blu-ray with Amityville 1, 2, and 3, and Part 3 will be in 3D, so that is definitely one to look out for. But Amityville 2 has kind of a Italian horror feel to it, and there's a good reason for that, because this is done by an Italian director, and it's there are just so many great things to be said about this film. I may review this one on its own sometime, or I may just wait till the Scream Factory DVDs come out and just do a big review of those Blu-rays. But this is definitely a high pickup. You might want to wait for the Scream Factory Blu-ray has that. It'll probably be packed loaded more than this, which is a bare bones one, but it's a great one, and you can find it sometimes in stores for $1.99 or less. This is one that's only for horror fans and not for all horror fans, especially if you're squeamish. But there's a couple of things in this that I really like, and the movie is Squirm. Squirm, yes, it is a movie about worms, lots and lots of worms. So if that makes you a little squeamish, you probably should not be watching this film. There is a great commentary with Jeff Lieberman, by the way, who's the director and the writer of the film, and that was my big reason, because Squirm is not my favorite film. A commentary I did enjoy, though. This, however, was a film that I really liked, and at the time I didn't know that it was going to be as good as it was. That movie is Scarecrows. Yeah, there's a lot of movies out there with scarecrows and killer scarecrows, Scarecrow Gone Wild. But this one is actually scary. It's very atmospheric. It's different. Basically, just pick it up. I don't want to tell you too much. I'm rooting for you, but it is a really great film. Here's a collection that everybody should have, whether you're a horror fan or a comedy fan or a drama fan. The Vincent Price collection. This there's so much on this here, and with the Abominable Dr. Fives being remade with Johnny Depp and Tim Burton directing it, you may want to go back and check out the original. This is a great set. There are a ton of movies on this. Pick it up. There's some great features. There's even a bonus disc on there. Talks about Vincent Price, who was a great artist as well, by the way. Catch the Heat. I picked it up cheap. Just saying. Out of all the Pam Grier movies that I like out there, Coffee is actually one of my favorites. It is fun, it is action-filled, it is exploitation at its best, it is blaxploitation, and Pam Grier has never looked better. It's amazing. Her assets are definitely showing off in this film. Sid Haig does a great little sleazy role as always, and this is a cool film. I actually prefer this to Foxy Brown. Another one in the Midnight Movie selection, and one that I'm going to be buying, actually one of them on Blu-ray from Scream Factory, and it's Countess Dracula and the Vampire Lovers. Of course, both have the lovely Ingrid Pitt in there. Kate O'Mara is in the Vampire Lovers as well. Peter Cushing. They're just two fun films. I actually find the Countess Dracula to be a little slow. It's still a decent film. Vampire Lovers is definitely the superior film out of the two. It's part of the Karen trilogy. This is a Camilla film. I think you'd really enjoy it, and if you really want Vampire Lovers, I recommend the Scream Factory Blu-ray that's out there. It looks amazing, and I got to pick it up myself. It's one of the only Scream Factories that I do not have picked up at this point. Next one is a fun one that I like, but again, not for everyone. It's a monster movie, and it's Leviathan. Leviathan is a okay. It'd be hard to explain this. Just Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Amanda Pays, monster in the ocean type film. If you like this type, it's worth picking up. A lot of these films now, because MGM are selling these things off and that they're going fairly cheap. I enjoyed it. Of course, Swamp Thing. Unfortunately, this is not the uncut version. Love that lenticular cover there, but I had to pick this up. Look at that in the background. It's really cool. Swamp Thing's a movie that I like a lot. I'm a Craven fan. I thought he did a great job with the character of Swamp Thing, and I recommend this. By the way, Scream Factory again is putting this movie on Blu-ray with some great stuff, and I will definitely pick that up as well. I also had to pick up the Shout Factory 1990 Captain America movie. Horrible as it is, I like the cheesiness. And of course, Cronenberg's The Brood. This scared me. Oliver Reed does an amazing job in this. Everybody's great in this. Art Hindle, Samantha Eggar. I love this film. It's very creepy. It's not one to watch late at night because I do think it is an eerie film, and there's a Cronenberg's sort of, how do you put it, medical horrors that he does, and this is one of the best. I'm going from best to one of the weirdest. Of course, is Shredder. Shredder is a slasher film. It's a very typical slasher film, almost too typical, but it is fun, and it has its place. If you can get it for cheap and you're a slasher fan, pick up Shredder, because this is not a bad movie by any means, but it's not a good one either. one that I'm sure everybody already has and is in their collection probably 2 or 3 times, is Spaceballs. I had it like 3 times in my collection. I think I gave one of them to my son. It is a fun film. I don't think I have to tell you anything about Spaceballs. It is a funny film. It's a film that a lot of people love and is dear to a lot of people's hearts. And that for right now is the last of my MGM collection. I thought I was going to have to go on a 3rd part with this one here, but apparently I talked fast enough to get this one in 2 instead of 3. And I recommend a lot of those. MGM's put a lot of great stuff. Have you noticed there's a lot of great artwork on there as well. Some of those are low on features, but there are some great films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is one that I definitely recommend highly, and the Vincent Price set definitely highly as well. Dress to Kill is a high recommendation. As for me, the Amityville is the second one, but again, Scream Factory's putting a lot of really great stuff, so you can probably wait on those. But for me, it's time for tea. My voice is going, but I'm loving these films. You know what? I think I actually might watch one of these tonight. I might go back and watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Gruesome Edition documentaries because they're really, really good. Have a great night.